Erev Tov Rabotai. Tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, coming up, Chag Shavuot, Haba Leinu Tova. So what's the significance of Chag Shavuot? This is the day that we receive the Torah, so it's a very big day. They used to say like this, in the Talmud, it says over there, Rav Yosef, who was one of the big Chachamim of the Talmud. He used to say, like, this is my day, Shavuot. Why? Because if it wasn't for this day, Shavuot, I would be just another Yosef, in the supermarket, that's what I would be, That's what made me into what I am, into a rabbi, because, I studied Torah. If it wasn't for the Torah, I'd just be another regular guy in the street. That's what he's trying to say, you understand? That's the whole thing. So the Torah is, making us, the Jewish people, into a great people. That's the chokhmah that we have, the wisdom that everybody sees our wisdom of the chokhmah of the Torah. And they say, oh, these are wise people. Not like some people. Unfortunately, there are some Jews who think that if we imitate the goyim, and go in the ways of the goyim, the goyim will like us. They won't like you if you go in their ways. They're going to say, oh, you're trying to be like us? That's no good, right? You have to be like yourself. Respect yourself and be what you are. So be a Jew, don't try to imitate the goyim, and go like them and be like them. This is not the way. They're not going to respect you like that. In fact, not only they're not going to respect you, but they're going to hate you also. They're going to say, right? You dirty Jew, you don't want to keep your religion. What kind of Jew are you? This is what they tell you. And that's the way it is. So we have to, the day of the giving of the Torah is the most important thing for Am Yisrael. Nothing more important than that. So, right, I just want to tell you a couple of things, right? Important things to know. First of all, there's a minhag to eat chalavi, on Shavuot, right? To eat dairy, the dairy. So, also, but since it's Yom Tov, there's a mitzvah to eat also meat, basar, right? On Yom Tov, you're supposed to have basar, and wine, right? And yain. So, how do you do both of them, right? What's the proper thing to do? Somebody just texted me today, and from the community and asked me this question. So the very simple answer, you know what you do, right? You want to have some chalavi. What you do is you make kiddush, first. Have some chalavi, a little bit, right? Something, a little snack. And then, after you finish, wash your hands and have a seudah with meat. This is the way to do it, because you don't have to wait after you eat chalav. You don't have to wait, to eat meat. There's no time to wait. So, but if you eat the meat first, then you cannot have chalavi anymore. You got to wait 6 hours. So by then, you're going to be already sleeping. So right, it's going to be too late. So that's the thing, right? So if you want to have chalavi and you want to do the mitzvah properly, that's the way to do it, right? First this and then that. Right? That's the way. That's the way it comes out nice and beautiful. So this way you did all the mitzvot. You did the minhag of having chalavi, and you also did the mitzvah of having meat on Yom Tov, which is from the Torah. It's even more important.
We have a tradition. We eat in the morning chalavi.
Yeah.
And then at lunch we eat.
Right, yeah, that's in other words after Kiddush, you make Kiddush, have some chalavi, right?
What about mincha? After mincha?
After mincha, you mean for the second day? For the second night?
No, the same day. The morning after Shaharit,
right. So after you eat the meat, you gotta wait 6 hours,
No.
Yeah.
In the morning, we're going to be eating the
chalavi, right. And then you have meat.
Mincha.
Right. Then you have to have meat, right? You have to have meat. So once you eat meat, you gotta wait 6 hours. So then at night, the second night, you can have also chalavi, If you wait 6 hours, you can have again chalavi. You know what I mean? Like that, right?
Today.
Whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, right? Whatever makes you happy, you can do this way. But the most important thing to know is first chalavi and then the meat, right? Number one, number two, right? That's always like that. There's no other way to do it. Right? Okay, right, so you have to know that. So, what's the reason why we have the custom, the minhag, to eat chalavi on Shavuot? Anybody know what the reason is for this custom? There's many reasons that are brought down, in the Poskim, in the Chazal, they brought down several things, but the thing is that what happened was that, Kadosh Baruch Hu, right, caught us, at that night, he caught us sleeping, we were sleeping on the job. You know what I mean? Person, has a job, he falls asleep. Right, what happened was that all of a sudden, Hashem came on the mountain, the fire, and the thunder, lightning, all these kinds of things, and everything was big balagan, a lot of noise, a lot of flames and fire, and we were sleeping, we fell asleep, everybody, what can you do, right? That's the way it is, right? You get tired at night, so that's the thing. So what happened was that because he woke us up, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he surprised us, and he woke us up, we didn't have time to make basar, because basar takes time to make, a few hours. First you have to slaughter the animal, they didn't have in those days, right, Romanov, you go and you buy ready-made, right, the meat. You have to slaughter the animal, then you gotta take it out and remove the fat and remove the nerves, and you gotta, salt it, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So who's gonna have time to do that, right, when you're, in the middle of the night, receiving the Torah? There's no time. This is the reason why they were not able to do that. They were not able to have meat. They had no time for that. So therefore they had chalavi. They grabbed something in the refrigerator, some yogurt, and then you go out, right? And you receive the Torah. There's no time for nonsense. That's the thing, right? So that's why they had no time. That's one of the reasons why they give, that they had to eat chalavi. So that's the thing, now what I told you, right? That Hashem caught us sleeping that night. That's what it is, right? So therefore, this is why the minhag is that we try to stay up all night on Shavuot, to learn Torah all night. Why? Because to be metaken, to make a tikkun that we were sleeping that night. That's the tikkun, So that's why we do that. It's one of the reasons why we do that. So therefore, we try to stay up all night to receive the Torah, and we tell Kadosh Baruch Hu, listen, tonight we're not sleeping, like the first time, we're going to do teshuvah now, right? No more sleeping when we're receiving the Torah. This is the whole thing, So therefore, a person should try, this is not halakha, but if you want to make a tikkun, a big tikkun, you should try to stay up, at night, at Shavuot night, and learn Torah, until the morning, and then we pray the next, right? Like Boris told me over here, they're going to start 4:30, right? In the morning, right? Yeah, 4:30, right? Next is 5:25, something like this, right? So that's it, right? Next. By 6:30, you should be already finished, going home around 7 o'clock, right? That's it, right? No, it shouldn't take that long. People are tired. You cannot hold them up too much, you got to go chick-chack, 1, 2, 3, finish it off, right? No extra stuff, no hashkava, baklava, right? Not too much, Go straight and, finish it off, right? That's the thing, So, that's the way it has to be. So, it says in the Zohar Kadosh, like this. Listen to this now, right? I'm going to inspire you a little bit, right? To stay up all night. It says in Zohar Kadosh that whoever stays up all night, Shavuot, right? Learning Torah, no harm will come to him all the year, all that year, that whole following year. No harm will come to him, So it protects you. There's a protection there. There's a lot of good things that are going on there, right? Also, it's a big tikkun, it's a big level. Like, they look at you from Shamayim. If you stayed up all night and learned Torah, and they say, wow, this is Am Kadosh. This is a holy people, Kadosh people, they stay up all night and learn Torah. Who can beat them, right? Who can overpower them? It's a great people like this, that they do such a thing like this. But the thing is, on the other hand, right? Don't stay up all night just to, go into the street, right? And talk with your friend, and smoke cigarettes, That you're wasting time. It's a waste of time. We're not, here that night, right? To go outside and talk, with our friends, and talk about this and that and this is not for this. You stayed up, right, to smoke cigarettes and talk in the street, right? You're supposed to be learning Torah, so take a book, and start reading, right? Or if you don't know how to read it, so listen to the rabbi, right? The rabbi will teach you, right? Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is you can do, whatever you can do. Read in Russian, right? Whatever it is. Like Boris told me to have everything in Russian, right? To have everything. So Baruch Hashem. All right, you have no excuses. You got to do it, right? That's the thing. You got to read the Torah. You got to learn the Torah that night. That's the way it is, So make sure, that you try to do that. If you can't, you can't. Whatever. It's not halakha to stay up all night, but it's a big tikkun. It's a big thing. So if you can do it, Hashem will help you. Then you go home. As you said, right? You have some chalavi in the morning. Make kiddush and sleep. For 4 or 5 hours. Nice, good sleep. And then you wake up and you have some lunch afterwards. This is the way to do Shavuot properly. This is the emet way, right? The proper thing to do. That's the way you got to do. Good question. Yeah, good question. So the truth is, that you're allowed to make a barbecue on Yom Tov. No problem. Any Yom Tov. Doesn't matter whether it's Shavuot or Pesach or Sukkot. Doesn't really matter. It's all the same. Yom Tov, you're allowed to do barbecue, right? Shashlik, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever. Beautiful. But you have to know how to do. That's the thing, right? How do you make barbecue? Go to the store, right, over here, whatever, and buy memorial candle, Right? It's going to be lit for 2 days. For Shavuot, it's 2 days, You need to have a candle. So what you do is, right, you can't make a new fire on Yom Tov. You cannot make a new fire, with matches, right? Spichka, you cannot do that. Asur, right? So what you do is, you got a memorial candle, you lit that before Yom Tov, and you take a candle, and you stick it in there, You take it from that fire and put it into the mangal, into the barbecue. That's how you light it. Right? That's the way you do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You light it like that, and then you cook everything, the normal way. Everything normal, right? No, nothing different. But here's the thing, right? In the end, when you finish the barbecue, when you finish everything, you have to be careful about one thing, right? Don't put out the fire, like you do on Yom Chol, on a weekday, right? You cannot put out the fire afterwards. Let it go by itself, it'll go out by itself. Because kibui, you're not allowed to put out the fire on Yom Tov. Just like Shabbat, the same thing, right? So therefore, once you finish everything, just leave it and let it go, right? Hashem will take it out, don't worry, right? It'll go, right? No problem, right? So that's the way you gotta do the mangal, the barbecue on Yom Tov. You wanna do it? Baruch Hashem. I think I'm gonna do it too, I have no problem. I'm going to do it also. Why not? There's no problem with that. So Baruch Hashem, that's also good. Another thing I want to tell you is a lot of people ask questions about this. What about taking a shower? On Yom Tov, right? Are you allowed to take a shower or whatever? All these things, or go to the mikveh, let's say, right? Some people like to go to the mikveh, So, right, for sure, if it's a woman, who has to go to the mikveh, it's her mikveh night, for her husband to be with her husband, she can go to the mikveh on Yom Tov, no problem. Even on Shabbat, by the way, they're allowed to go, no problem, right? On Shabbat, the mikveh opens up here, And the mikveh lady goes, she opens it, whoever needs to come out, even on Shabbat you're allowed to go. The woman, right? For her husband. To use her husband. That's allowed, right? But what about the man, right? The man is not really the same thing because, the man is not really commanded to go to the mikveh. It's just a minhag, So therefore, on Yom Tov you're allowed to go to the mikveh, even a man. Even if the mikveh is hot, you're allowed to go. It's okay. You cannot heat it on Yom Tov, the mikveh. You have to like just let it stay warm, whatever, or just automatic, right? Like with timer. Yeah.
Usually, before you go to mikveh, you take a shower.
Yeah.
So can you take a shower at home?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Is it hot water?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you right now, right? I'm going to talk about it in a second. So you can go to the mikveh, no problem, right? Whatever, the man, the woman, whatever it is, whoever needs to go to the mikveh can go. Number one. Number two, shower, right? As you said, or bath in your house, right? On Yom Tov, you're allowed to do shower on the regular way with hot water and everything. No problem, right? There are some people who think, I don't know, maybe even some rabbis, they don't know the halachot. So they tell people, no, it's asur, it's not asur. Who told you asur? Who told you? Maran Rabbi, he wrote in his books, there's mutar, also many, Rav Moshe Feinstein also wrote.
If you turn on the hot water, they're going to be turning on by the fire over there.
Right, so here's the thing, right? It's a good question what you're asking. So let me explain to you how it works, right? If you have a boiler, like most places have a boiler, So what does that mean? There's a tank, that holds the hot water, and there's a thermostat, So the water gets heated automatically. You don't touch nothing over there. No, you're not touching it. It's automatic, right? So what happens is, right, that the water gets heated automatically, and then, right, you open up the tap, and you take a shower on Yom Tov. There's no problem because you're not heating the water for that. It's going automatically. Yeah.
But why? Shabbat, natilat yadayim, or only cold water.
Right. So Shabbat is a little bit different. You know why? Because on Shabbat, the rabbis decreed, not to take a hot shower. But on Yom Tov,
just
right?
Use hot,
to open the hot water. I have to tell you, you're asking good questions over here. I want to answer you. If you have a little bit 2 minutes, right? I'll answer you all the questions. So number one, you should know, right? What's the problem on Shabbat? Here's the problem. Right? What happens is that when you have a boiler, okay, you have a tank there, as we said, right? So when you open up the sink, the cold water comes out into the tank, right? And it pushes out the hot water, right? It's pressure, pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way it works, right? The system. So what happens is, right, that since the cold water is going into the tank, it gets cooked over there, by the hot water. That's the problem. This is why they don't allow on Shabbat, But Maran Rabbi, my rabbi, the big rabbi, he said that you can do that on Shabbat. He allows, So whoever wants to rely on Maran Rabbi to open the hot water on Shabbat, he can do it. But even if you open the hot water on Shabbat, but take a hot shower is not allowed on Shabbat. Hot shower to bathe the whole body. The whole body, not allowed. But on Yom Tov, it is allowed, right? That's something else. On Yom Tov, the rabbis never decreed. So therefore, on Yom Tov, let's say, especially the second day, you get hot, you're already sweaty, you want to take a shower, no problem.
Can I use soap or not?
The Sephardim, we use all the soap, bar soap, liquid soap, whatever it is, right? The Ashkenazim, they only use liquid soap.
Okay.
This is the difference.
I can
Rabbi,
use on the
Rabbi, in the
Yom Tov.
house, that's right. In the house,
Yeah.
in the building, The 24 hours, the
Right.
fire.
But still, it's automatic, right? You're not heating the water, right? You're going in down to the boiler room, you know, and opening it up. You don't do that, right? So it's okay. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He means Bashabbat, this is
Yeah, on Shabbat, yeah. I'm sorry. So what? Yeah. So what? If it's a building, okay, then what?
On the building,
Yeah.
24 hours.
It's true, but it's the same system. Same system, you know? Why? Because when you open up the sink, the water is getting pushed out there. It doesn't matter whether it's a building or a house. It's the same system. One is big and one is small, but same idea, you know, same method. It's the same thing. You know, so there's really no difference between one and the other.
In a building, 100 apartments. If you don't touch nothing, so your neighbor is going to do it.
Right, so that's not your business. That's not your business, you know? When you open it up, you're pushing the water, you know? This is the problem, you know what I mean?
But there's a tradition that we allow to wash dishes with a hot water.
Yeah.
On a Saturday, if we need to use, on Friday, we need to use for Saturday.
Tradition from where?
From you.
From where?
No, somebody said Halachot.
Are you talking from Bukhara? From Bukhara?
to have the time.
No,
We
that
don't have.
says if you don't have enough plates
Yeah.
tomorrow, let's say,
Right.
you making a Friday night, but you need it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you don't have enough.
Right.
You can wash them.
Yeah, you can wash dishes on Shabbat, no problem, if you need it, right, for the next meal.
You
Yeah.
can wash it in a hot
But
water.
Ashkenazim, they only use cold water. They don't use hot water, Ashkenazim, understand? But Maran told us, you know, that it's allowed to open the sink, you know, so we're more lenient about this. That's the thing, you know. This book came out about 10 years ago, you know, Maran, he wrote about this. There's reasons for that, I don't want to get into it now, right, it's complicated. Well, Bezrat Hashem, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it some other time, after the holiday. Bezrat Hashem, we can talk about it. Now there's no time, we have to get ready. So, I just want to tell you one thing, right, what's the secret, you know? You wanna stay up all night, right, on Shavuot, you know, and learn Torah? How do you do it? What's the secret? You shouldn't fall asleep. In the afternoon, tomorrow, you have to sleep a little bit, you know, 2-3 hours. If you do that, you know, then at night you'll be fresh, nice and fresh, you know. Take some coffee, you know, 2-3 coffees, you'll be fine, you know what I mean? But if you don't sleep in the afternoon, it's going to be hard for you, you know. You're going to fall asleep. The Yetzer Hara is going to get you, you know. That's it, finished, right? You understand? ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה בן הקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לעשות ישראל, ולפיך אפילו בעל האמצע ומצוות של אדוני חפש, למען צדקו יגדיר תורה וידיר.